different now.
Well, I certainly hope that everybody had a Merry Christmas, and I certainly hope that you had a good New Year. Now, here in China, it's really cold the last couple of days. There's no snow, it's just really cold. Maybe at the end of this video, if you want to fast forward to the very end, I'll take a short video of what the street in China looks like. I'll probably just go out my window and take a video. Today I wanted to do several things. First, I want to thank you to the people that have supported me so far. The channel is growing, slowly but surely it's growing. I'm going to try to make not daily videos, but maybe every 2 days on diverse topics. Today we're going to be talking about what President Obama is doing as he's leaving office, because this is unprecedented. And we as a society, we need to look at what's going on and look at the outgoing president and the incoming president and what are the agendas that are at play, because this is your future. This is my future, it's the future of our children. And I know it sounds so, I don't know, cliche if you say the future of our children, but it really is. And there's a video that I'm going to link below where it shows exactly what happened during the election. It's not that Trump didn't win the popular vote, it's that he, or the Republicans, swept the country. With the exception of California, Washington, and I forgot one other state. Democrats lost almost all their seats in the state legislators and the different appointments. But I want to talk about Obama and this dispelling of this kicking out of the diplomats. Why is he doing this now? Why now? And you think about this. This is the time when he should be naming buildings after himself, like every other president, naming schools, airports, bridges, securing his legacy. Why is this president trying to sabotage and openly admitting trying to sabotage the incoming president? I don't really know the reasons why he's doing this, but I can only speculate that it's out of spite. He knows that, and this is so ironic, he's only going to be remembered for being the first black president. That's it. He's going to be remembered by the color of his skin. He has no major accomplishments, a ton of scandals. I don't know where people say this is scandalous free. I'll link below also different articles where you could see all the scandals that his administration had. And by the way, all of Hillary Clinton's scandals are his scandals because, mind you, she was his Secretary of State. So yeah, and he campaigned for her. So yeah, her scandals are his scandals too, right? Wienergate. But in addition to this, what he's doing, pissing off Israel, which is the only democracy in the Middle East, and it's worth protecting. Pissing off Russia for no apparent reason, because again, as I said in a previous video, what Russian hacking? Show me the evidence. Where is it? I'm still waiting. All I keep hearing is, oh, it's very complicated, and you wouldn't understand because it's so technical, and blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm a reasonably intelligent person. I know a thing or two about computers, and you know what? There's a lot of people that know a lot about computers, and they'd be able to break it down for us. Where's the evidence? Still haven't seen it. All we know is that it's behind closed doors, and now today John McCain said that we have to be tough. We have to, if it means going to war with Russia, we must do it. Why? The only thing I can come up with is they're scared. They're scared because they see, if you look at all of Trump's appointments, they're not neocons. They don't belong to the Democratic Party either. These are people who hold no allegiance to the donors, no allegiance to the party elders. Their only allegiance is to Donald Trump and the American people. That is huge, because we haven't had that in a very long time. In fact, in my lifetime, we had that a little bit with Reagan. And I say a little bit because Reagan was strong-armed into taking Bush, and he had an assassination attempt, which towards the end he kind of fell in line. And it's a little sad, but Reagan did do a lot of great things. The time before that, when we actually had that, was Nixon. And you know how that ended up. Nixon was the only president to, I think he won 49 out of 50 states. It's incredible. And I think it's 8 months later he was forced to resign. I truly don't think that during Watergate he knew what was going on. But Obama clearly knew what was going on with Hillary Clinton. It is my hope, and I think it is their fear, that Donald Trump and the Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, are going to go after them criminally. And they should. They should go after them criminally. They should be put in jail. Not because they're Democrats, not because they're leftists, not because I disagree with their ideology, but because they are criminals. I think our founding fathers would have hung all of them. Would have hung them because they wouldn't have wasted the bullets. They would have just hung them. Now, I'm not saying we should hang them, although if it's treason, yeah, maybe we should. And I have no problem with that, because if you are a traitor to your country, death is what you deserve. I don't care. That's just my personal point of view. But my greatest fear is that Trump is going to be assassinated, or there's going to be an assassination attempt during his inauguration. I don't think it's going to happen before his inauguration. I think it's going to happen during his inauguration. This is my greatest fear, because I think what they want for America is to trigger a civil war. Yep, sorry about that. Had a phone call. Had to take it. It was the wife. Don't take it. Gets angry. Anyway, so this is my fear. My fear is that they want a civil war. Left and right, which is really stupid because there's up and down, right? There's authoritative and whatnot. But they're different. It's not just, you're far left or far right. But the illusion of left and right has been splitting. Now, if you're a foreigner and you're watching this and you want to know about America, the right is nationalist and the left is obviously socialist or globalist. Now, if I have to give it by percentages, I would say that in America, about maybe 40% of the country leans right and about 20% of the country is left. And I mean towards the extremes. I know that the socialists and the social justice warriors and the leftist progressives, which is another word for socialist, will argue quite the contrary. They'll say that the Republicans or the conservatives, because not all conservatives are Republicans, but they will say that we're a minority. That's absolutely not true. If you don't believe that that's not true, look at the electoral map of 2016. You're going to see it's completely different. But anyway, my fear is that they want to use this to start a civil war. What are my recommendations to you? Get trained. Learn how to shoot. Learn how to shoot. It's not expensive. You don't have to own a gun. You should own a gun, but you don't have to. You can go and get trained. You can go to gun clubs and rent weapons and get trained. Save food at home. Save enough food for, the recommendation is about 2 weeks of food. I would say go for about 3 to 4 months of food per person, which is not difficult to do. You can get rice, and there are ways of, and I think I'll do videos on how to preserve food. But there are ways to preserve food that is really, really cheap. You can do this for just, maybe you can preserve for $10. You can preserve enough rice for a family for 6 months. It's really, not counting the rice, you have to buy that separate. But it's really inexpensive. You can buy everything off of Amazon. And I'll make videos on how to do that later on. Because it's important to be prepared. It doesn't matter if you're liberal or conservative, it's important to be prepared. The other is, I would stock up on vitamins. Because they're gonna come in handy. I would learn how to barter, but I would also learn survival skills, or as we know them as bushcraft or woodscraft skills. Learn them. It's not that you're going to need them, it's that you may need them. And today people don't know. Stock up on seeds as well. People don't know how to grow their own food. They don't know how to hunt. They don't know how to fish. Some do. Certainly people on the conservative side know this way more than people on the progressive side. You need to train yourself. Remember that in an emergency, The government's not going to have your back. The government's job is continuity of government. I'm going to say this again. The government's job is continuity of government, not continuity of your ass. You are responsible for your ass and your families if you happen to be the head of the household. You have to get trained. You need skills. Personally, I went to medical school so that I could help in times of need, because that job will always be needed. I was a teacher as well. But in addition to this, I've learned survival skills. I've learned how to plant. I've learned how to preserve. I know several languages that would be very useful to me. I also learned to speak Mandarin, and I'm learning to speak Russian as well, because I think, not that the Russians are going to invade America or anything like that, but it's a useful skill, especially for business. You know, if anything at all, it's useful for business. I speak Spanish. I would say if you don't speak Spanish, learn. You don't have to know a lot, but learn enough, because if a civil war does come, Spanish is going to be important to know, at least the basics. This is a reality. If Donald Trump gets assassinated, it's civil war. That's it. And the thing is that as a collective whole, we will stop at nothing until the government is replaced, until all of them are gone. And it's basically burn it to the ground and build it back up again. If Donald Trump is given the opportunity to fix the problems, we're cool. Again, the idea is not that it's our way or no way. The idea is leave us alone. Stop making regulations. Stop forcing us to live a certain way. We don't want to teach our children that being gay is an option. If you're born gay, God bless you. But we don't want to teach them that being transgender is an option, that you were born with a penis, but you don't have to have one. You can change anytime you want. If you're not happy, change back. We're not transformers, right? We're not happy with that. We're not happy being lied to consistently. We're not happy being told in some states now that you can't collect rainwater because that belongs to the state. That growing your own food should be regulated. That vitamins should be regulated. We're not happy with that. America was based on freedom. Freedom from government. We wanted a small government that didn't tell us what to do. But day by day, it seems more and more that our government looks almost like the kingdoms in Europe, the monarchies of old. This is not what we want. We want freedom. We understand there have to be some restrictions. Government is a necessity. We understand that. Somebody's got to build the roads. Somebody's got to build the school. Somebody's got to move things around. Somebody's got to take out the trash. And government is good for these things. Somebody's got to defend the country. We need a government. We need a strong government with a strong military. But government should not be involved in the Department of Education. Government should not be involved in our health care. That's a civilian matter. That is for you and I to decide, not for the government to mandate. Prepare and get ready. January 20th is going to be a scary day. It's going to be an exciting day, but it's going to be a scary day. And I pray, and pray to whatever deity you want. If you don't have a deity because you're atheist, wish, I don't know, pray upon the universe, wish to the endless depths of whatever. But I pray that Trump makes it into office and he serves faithfully for 8 years. If he is successful, we are all successful. We have great hope, we have great ambition, but we also have great fear. And we need to show through the Trump presidency that conservatism can work. And we can reach out to our liberal brothers and sisters and say, hey, we may disagree, especially the millennials in the universities with their safe spaces. We need to reach out to them and say, hey, you know what? We disagree with each other. But what grown-ups do is we don't go la and hide in our safe spaces and grab our coloring books. No, we learn each other's arguments. We negotiate, we find a middle ground, and we move forward as one people, as one country. We don't stomp our feet and say, well, California needs to exit the union because we're ideologically different. No, we have California in the union for people who are ideologically different to go there. But when California says, so you know what, we're going to make millions and millions of illegals, give them the ability to vote, well, that's not okay by the rest of the nation. And this is what happened. No sanctuary cities. We're done with that crap. We're done with it. Illegals should not have a right. Not just the illegals, permanent residents shouldn't have a right to dictate what happens in America. Just because you live there doesn't give you the right. Look, I live in China. Okay? I've lived here for 10 years. I don't dictate policy here. I don't demand that my life is different. I respect the fact that I'm in somebody else's home. I respect the fact that I'm not Chinese. I respect the fact that they are communist. Well, communist-ish, right? There's a KFC in every corner. This isn't communism, but whatever. They have their own system. They have their own way of doing it. And it's my job to shut the fuck up. That's it. That's my job. I get to shut the fuck up. My job is to keep my mouth shut if I don't like it. Nobody's forcing me to live here. Nobody's putting a gun to my head and saying, you have to go here. You have to teach English. You have to study medicine. No, I chose to do these things because it's a very different experience. It can be painful at times because the internet here is terrible. Oh my God, the internet is horrible. Anybody who's lived here, this is like the #1 complaint. The Wi-Fi is horrible, especially if you play video games like me. You get disconnected consistently on multiplayer, which is a headache. But anyway, I digress. Nobody's forcing me to be here. I'm here by my own will. I've decided that I'm going to learn the culture, learn the language, learn the people, because it gives me a different perspective of this global community we have. And it also teaches me a great deal about ourselves and what we need to demand. So I demand that if you live in America, you follow our rules. If you don't like it, if you think Sharia law is the best, or you think Marxism is the best, then you know what? Go to a different country where they have that. There are other countries. There are plenty of countries. There are plenty of countries with Sharia law. There's plenty of countries that like Marxism. Not that many, but there's enough. Go to them. Go to those countries. You don't have to stay in America. Why? Why are you going to, especially if you're from South America, if you're from South America and you're going to America and you're saying to them, now I want to change the system. Why did you come here in the first place? You know why you came here? Yeah, or here in America, because I know I'm not in America right now. But why did you go there? Because it's better. Because you have opportunities you don't elsewhere. Because it's a superior country. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. It's a superior country. It's not to say that other countries are bad countries. No. But it's to say that America versus Mexico, yeah, we win hands down in every possible way. America versus Venezuela, yeah, we win. America versus Cuba, well, I don't see anybody getting in boats and trying to immigrate to Cuba. 100% of those boats are headed this way. Why? Because we're a better country. But we're a better country because we have the rule of law. We have the rule of law. And the law is the great equalizer. As my idol, Trey Gowdy, says. And he should have been the Attorney General, but Jeff Sessions is good enough. I certainly hope he gets, I hope that man runs for president someday. If he ever runs for president, I'll tell you what, I'll campaign for free for him. So Trey, I know you're never going to watch this. I got your back. But anyway, so I'm going to conclude this video here. And if you made it to the end, give it a like and comment below. Tell me you made it to the end of the video. I'm trying to build this channel up. And thank you very much for your support. For the few people that have subscribed and for the people that have watched the videos, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I hope that you find my opinions enlightening, and I hope that we can have some sort of a discussion on these issues. If you disagree with me, I'm always open for a good Skype debate. Please let me know. We'll set it up. We'll put it on video and we'll post it out to the world. Don't forget to go to www.dsunion.org for the latest news focusing in Asia and in Europe, news that you're not going to hear anywhere else on the web. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you very much. Goodbye. So this is from the 5th floor, and it kind of just to show you what the weather is like. Those are the apartment buildings that I live in, way down there. But it kind of gives you an idea of the kind of day that we have in China. And again, this is a regular day. Today's a little colder than usual. I'll try to zoom in and give you guys an idea. And over here, they've been constructing this area now for several years now. They're apparently not going to do anything there. But those are the places where the people, the construction workers sleep in. Those blue houses right there. Because they're migrant workers. So they come from different parts of China. But you can see the weather in China. Again, this is maybe, I don't know, I want to say half a kilometer away. It's not that far, but you can see how bad the pollution is. This is actually not a bad day. There are worse days than this. These are the buildings on the other side. You can see how they look. Anyway, this is the weather today. And this is, like I said, almost every day.